So what we're talking about is, frankly, Tuesday night CFL Draft. And, we closed hour one saying what you'd like to see the CFL go to. And I'm hearing more and more talk of an American draft in the CFL. I don't know if it'll ever happen. They currently have the negotiation list. And hockey, junior hockey, works not a lot different than that with their 50-man protected roster, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But nobody really knows who goes on and who goes off. It's kind of a secretive thing. I hope the CFL moves to an American draft. But why I've stopped over the last couple of years thinking about the glitzy Canadian Football League draft and what it could be and what we saw over the weekend with the NFL, mainly because my vision of what I would like to see happen for the CFL isn't what they want to see happen for their vision. So why would I waste my time?
That's right.
Fair enough?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's frustrating, right? When
I'm not frustrated.
No, but
I'm not. That's
for sure.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not. But
you do you. I'll do me.
It can be frustrating. Like I would be frustrated, because you want to see the league grow, and no matter what, I'm always of the belief that anything is possible. All doors are open. Keep everything on the table as long as possible. And it just seems like certain places don't want that. Right. It's like, no, it's not going to work. Well, have you even explored this? No, it's not going to work.
It costs money. That's the big one.
That's the big one. Yeah.
I can't remember who the heck I was talking to on the weekend. I was talking to a lot of people, as you know. But it was that same thing. Cost money, Rod. What about the Best Buy CFL Canadian College Draft? You know what I mean?
Cool.
Because just this morning, you had NFL Network on in here, and I always give him spit for that because
that's right.
Let me just say, there was an ad for Best Buy on the NFL Network this morning. I thought, well, clearly they're advertising on football. They're on the NFL Network.
Right.
But I smack his hands every time, and I change the channel to Game Plus, those guys are watching right now in downtown Toronto, because I was raised in the radio business of Willie Cole, that if you didn't have a radio, if your radio wasn't on CKRM, our station, God help you, son.
Look at
it would be 40 lashes. And that's for his own kids, too, on the radio in the car.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm putting it on Z99. No, you're not. This is what puts food on the table. Game Plus is putting food on the table. What the hell's wrong with you?
That's right.
Putting on NFL Network.
That's right. Never again.
Am I wrong, or?
You're not wrong.
Is this the way I was raised?
It's the way you were raised. It's what we love about you, right? It's your values. Love is a strange word, isn't it?
It's a strong term. It's what we've learned to live with you, Rod.
Yes, exactly.
Jeff, the Stamps fan, he writes in and says, like the Marks Labor Day weekend. What are you saying? So they've attached the name to a game that sold out for 100 years. Sure. They don't need any money to go into promoting a Labor Day game. Does he mean to argue, or am I taking it defensively?
No, I don't think he means to argue.
Well, they already have it sold to Mark. So you're just saying...
He's an example.
Yeah. I'm saying the Best Buy CFL Draft. Whatever. I mean, Thanks for the reminder, Jeff, because Saturday night I'm watching the Oilers Flames going back and forth with Netflix. All the signs in the rink look like a damn garage sale. Did you notice that?
No.
Top of the glass, the boards, over the glass, the helmets. I'm like, oh, my God. Anything so these guys don't have to take a pay cut, though. Like, good on them for selling it. It just looked... Like, you like the tasteful no ads as much as you can.
Tasteful.
I don't really care. Make it look like NASCAR if you want, as long as the players are getting paid. But with the Canadian Football League, let's cut the players' salaries by 40% to play in 2021. Like, that's the problem. That's one of the problems that I have with all this. From Craig Campbell watching in Newmarket, Ontario. He says, this CFL head office regime appears to have a believe in it and build it philosophy. You're going to have to explain. What are they building? Because one CFL guy that I talked to this weekend figures that they could play this year without all 9 teams. And I said, stop. I mean, although I've heard there are teams, I'm not going to name them, who would like to play without those that don't want to play. You can't. From what I've been led to believe, it's in the league constitution that you're playing with all 9 teams. And my God, what? Other than if the East Coast Hockey League, where you voluntarily opted out, that happened.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, why would the CFL not already have said we're playing? Would they have done it already?
You would think if they knew that they were playing no matter what, they would have said it and they would have the new schedule out and we would be buying tickets for those games if we could go to the games.
Well, okay, so we have it a little backwards here. Chris in Toronto writes in, Chris Bird, he says, maybe I'm wrong, but the big events in the CFL are easy to sell sponsorships like Mark's Labor Day or Shaw Grey Cup, but who's lining up to sponsor the draft? But that's the point. We have it backwards here. Let's go back to Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Let's make it a thing that they want to sponsor, because all it has been for the last, since I've been covering the CFL draft for 30 years, for the most part, has been a conference call. That's really all that it still is. Why would you want to put your name on that? Why wouldn't you want to put your name on what we saw with Roger Goodell and all those idiotic, crazed fans?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's make it something that somebody would want to sponsor. The Best Buy CFL Draft. Don't we have the cart ahead of the horse here a little bit?
Yeah, no. You have to be willing to spend the money and invest in it to build it so that a sponsor could put their name on it.
Right.
You can promise, oh, it's going to be big. We are going to make it big. Put your name on it. That's always a little bit tougher, right? Because now you're selling, which is a little bit of the marketing game. But build it and make it something that people want to be a part of. And look at the spinoff you would get. We're not, unfortunately, spending the next 3-4 weeks after tomorrow talking about how this player is going to impact the Ottawa Red Blacks and how this player fits into their receiving group, right? Yeah. It's Canadian depth, it's Canadian starters potentially, and that's great. But if you had this American draft, we'd be talking about what they did in college and whose records they broke and this and that, and they're going to be the number 1 receiver. And we talk about they all probably went to the combine, so we're going to talk about their 40 times, and we're going to talk about we've now got a new receiver, and this guy might be an all-star, and he's in line to be, you'd be drafting quarterbacks. Yeah. Like, it would be incredibly exciting.
Rob in Kingston, Ontario says, same with soccer, Rod. If you build that stadium in Saskatoon, the soccer fans will come. 100% Field of Dreams. That's what I'm saying. You can't sell sponsorship for something that nobody wants to put their name on right now. So build the draft, make it the big deal that they want to put their name on. But again, I'm getting sucked down this rabbit hole. As I said, the CFL does not have the same vision that I have. And that's fine. I don't get frustrated by that stuff anymore. Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, says the Rona Canada kickoff was a thing for years. WestJet and Scotiabank used to sponsor the divisional playoffs. Yeah, fair. Here's another one. This from my USA Today app, Dupes. Or where is it? No, The Athletic. Trending. Here's what's trending today.
Okay.
The 2022 NFL Draft. We just got out of the 2021 NFL Draft, and now it's trending next year's. It's that year-long. But no, in the CFL, it's let's go away. Let's not do interviews in the offseason. Hopefully they'll forget about us, and they'll leave us alone. Okay? Let's just, maybe if we don't answer their calls, they'll stop calling us, and they'll talk about something else. That would be ideal for us. You got it. Ask and you shall receive.
We don't want to bother our players in the offseason.
No, it's their offseason, Rod. Stop asking for interviews with our players and coaches because it's their offseason. They deserve an offseason. So stop. At your service. Ray.
Funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's not damn funny at all. And they wonder why they are where they are. Ray in the 6 writes in, hi, Rod. Just wondering, did you have a chance to watch the NASCAR race yesterday? I know you're starting to get into it, A nice steal for the win for Kyle Busch. This from Ray. No. Obviously, Ray was not watching Last Hour Moose because what did I say?
You were golfing.
It's the summertime, and you will find me on a golf course, on a boat, not in front of the television. Unless it's, raining or a crappy day.
Yeah.
From Dave, I got myself worked up into that nobody put me in a bad mood but myself. I need to go have a timeout.
Okay.
Because here's my initial thinking. Dave writes in from Regina. He says, "Hi, guys. I have an idea for you. I would like to see on your backdrop a world map. Every time you get a viewer from a new city, mark it and watch your global domination happen."
Ooh.
Thanks, from Dave Drews in Regina. Thanks, Dave. Well, Clark thinks it's a great idea. Clark says, because he's just being nice. You know where my mind immediately went? I'm going to come to your house, Dave, and point out what I'd like to see in your living room and in your backyard. And
yeah.
And that's wrong. That's on me.
You should really have a photo of Mosaic Stadium on that wall.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm a Rider fan.
I'm not digging the paint color here of your kitchen, and your backsplash is a little 70s. You know what I mean?
Nobody asked you.
It's on
the
me.
response
I'm the wrong one here, not you, Dave. Thank you. You're right. I'm wrong.
It's a good idea.
Les writes in from the 662. As a longtime CFL fan, the only tradition that matters the most is continuing to see the Riders play. Once things get back to normal, the XFL will take off with or without the CFL. If the league misses this chance to become more viable, it may be too late. The ratio needs to go. As a farmer, I have to compete globally. No one holds my hand if I can't. Les Zeller from Golden Prairie. Well, I was thinking about this on the weekend. I was talking to a country music DJ. And he said, Shania Twain would have never made it without the CanCon rule in Canadian radio. She'd have never been found. And I'm thinking, good is good. I mean, I don't know how long the Canadian content rule's been around. As a broadcaster, I'd rather you didn't know I was Canadian. We're on the air in 31 states in America. They don't even know that we're Canadian. Because there's that, ew, he's Canadian. I'd rather you didn't know. So I'm lost on the ratio. I'm lost on it.
Yeah.
I don't, because the hockey guys are literally like, they have what? They don't even know what a ratio is. I'm spending all my time with the hockey guys now.
That's the hockey term of like, well, you got to have these three kids on because their dads volunteered to coach. So they have to come on the team. Just, because their dads are here, they have to be on the team. Otherwise, if they're not on the team, dads aren't coaching. So these three get the spots just by automatic. The rest of you are fighting for the other spots.
The guy, and we will talk briefly on the ratio with Jeff Reinbold next, okay? Because he's mostly here to talk National Football League draft and a wrap and all the rest. And can you stick around for an analysis of how your Titans did? Just one more from John Ohm in Winnipeg. When did this become the comedy channel, Rod? You're cracking me up, bro. Did you know that I've been nominated, my family, to go on Family Feud? Canadian Family Feud?
What?
Yeah.
You have.
I'm not sure that we're ready for that. How about that?
How about that? You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.